Hello everyone, welcome to this session. We will be discussing about why data science and why R, why not any other statistical tool? Why only Tableau? Why not any other business intelligence tool? These are a few things that we are going to discuss. Rather than taking your all introduction, which would take probably 10 to 15 minutes, I just skip that part. Instead, let me quickly introduce myself. That's my name. I'm an alumnus of IIT Hyderabad and ISB, and these are the bunch of certifications which I possess. I am a PMP certified professional, so I know how to manage projects in traditional or waterfall methodology. I am an Agile certified practitioner, so I know how to manage projects using Agile methodology. I am RMP certified risk management professional, so I can manage risks pretty well on the project. These are the three certifications which I possess from PMI Project Management Institute. We do not have any common certification body for data science on similar lines of PMI. That is the point that I was discussing, prior to the session. I'm a certified Scrum Master, so I can implement projects using Scrum methodology. I am Lean Six Sigma Green, Black and Master Black Belt certified from RAB QSA, Registered Accreditation Board, Quality Society of Australasia. I'm ITL certified, which is predominantly used in service industry, and I'm Agile Project Management certified, both foundation and practitioner. I am the only person from India who has cleared the cutoff for the trainer when it comes to Agile team. This deals with dynamic system development methodology, and DSDM Attern happens to be the latest methodology. This is also part of your Agile methodology umbrella. I've started off my career working with HSBC, which is predominantly driven using UK policies. Then I've joined ITC Infotech, which is driven using Indian policies for small medium enterprise. Then I've joined Infosys, which is majorly driven using Indian policies once again, but under large enterprises. And the last company that I've associated myself with was Deloitte, which is predominantly driven using US policies. So by and large, I have a fair mix of dealing with different clients from the different regions. My profession is I'm a data scientist. That is what I've done for 8 years out of close to 12 and a half years experience that I possess. I do a lot of research in analytics space, deep learning, and Internet of Things, which I've recently added to my kitty. But when it comes to analytics, I'm working on video analytics projects alongside a few professors from ISB and IIT. And that happens to be analyzing the videos which are uploaded on YouTube and quickly segregate those videos as terrorist related videos, suicidal tendencies videos, pornography related videos, right? Piracy related videos. We need to segregate those and not let those kind of videos s- get uploaded onto YouTube, or after getting uploaded, we need to, because of policy reasons, remove those, right? And just to give you all a sense on what is the amount of data that I'm dealing with, it is 100 hours of video which is getting uploaded every minute across the planet. This is the amount of data that we have to analyze. Think about the speed at which we need to analyze. Think about the kind of techniques which we need to ensure that we analyze 100 hours of video every minute which is getting uploaded onto YouTube. It's no small task. Yeah. So this is in short about my introduction. Moving on to the agenda. As part of this tutorial, you'd be learning about 5 or 6 key things. Statistical analysis, which is driven using R. For the first half, it would be statistical analysis and the basics of statistical analysis, which is extremely pivotal for your success in data science. And these basic statistical concepts are extremely relevant even for you to understand Tableau. So, as part of the second part of this course, you'll be learning about data visualization using Tableau. And the third part would be statistical analysis and we would be doing a deep dive into majority of the statistical concepts. And here is where you'll be building the prediction models, predicting the price of the used car or the price of the flat or kilometers driven or miles per gallon, or predicting on whether a person has cancer or not, predicting whether an employee would resign or not, predicting on whether a credit card transaction is fraudulent or not, predicting on how many EMIs would a person pay on time before defaulting. All these things would be part of statistical analysis and data mining. As part of data mining, you'd be learning about two key things: supervised learning and unsupervised learning. And text mining is at the heart of data analytics. So you'll be learning about text mining also. And finally, towards the end, we will be discussing about forecasting, which is predominantly used in logistics industries and your banking industries. So these are all the requirements that the industry is expecting now. So we frequently look into the job portals, we frequently analyze the requirements, and based on that, we periodically keep tweaking the concepts that are required. Okay, this aside, what is this data science and what does it take to be a successful data scientist? You need to know four things: statistical analysis, data mining, forecasting, and data visualization. If you know these concepts, you can claim or you can apply for positions of data science. Now, a lot of people would ask me this question based on the previous sessions. We have tried to formalize this and answer this upfront. What if I have 10 years of experience working in some other industry, some other domain, some other technology altogether? Would that knowledge be void or would that knowledge be considered? That knowledge also would be considered, and that is what is called as domain knowledge. You might have worked on, say, SAP for the last 10 years, but what industries have you catered to? Did you work for clients from financial services, insurance? Or did you work with clients in life sciences, healthcare? Or did you work with clients in technology? Or did you work with clients in retail or energy and resources? You might have worked with some of the clients in these domains or these industries, rather. That knowledge would be extremely imperative, and people, when they interview you, would look into your past experience from domain knowledge perspective. If you say that you have worked for the last 10 years and you know nothing about any domain, then you're at risk. Then this is not the right profession to be chosen. Okay. And how would we help you from the practice perspective? Number one, there would be roughly 60 hours of online training or more than that. And each and every session is recorded and provided to you. We place all the recorded videos on our LMS system, which is going to have this URL excelr.net, and you would have access for the rest of your life. And once you enroll now, you would be given a provision to attend all the future trainings for free pertaining to data science. You would be given 70 hours of assignments. After the end of every logical concept, assignments would follow. The moment you submit your assignments, you'd be moving to the next level. Your knowledge level would move to the next level. Post your submission of assignments, we would give you access to work on 2 live projects. When I say live projects, I mean it. I'm not speaking about those textbook projects, right? The moment you put textbook projects in your resume, it is easy to tease out and say that this person has put in some junk experience. We are not asking you all to fake your experience. All we are asking you to do is work with us on the live projects and mention about these live projects in your profile. These would carry a lot of weightage. All that people would test in the interviews is what are the kind of projects you have worked on, what are the kind of techniques that you have used, and what knowledge you possess. Finally, we conduct a lot of mock interviews, and thereby we explain about your strengths and weaknesses. And each time you get an interview call, I would request you all to drop an email with the job description and have a thorough discussion with one of our trainers. And that would make you successful data scientist. Let me give you two quick examples of emails that I've received. Why is it so imperative for us to move into this profession, or at least accrue some knowledge around this space? Right? Look at this. We are getting drowned in data and we are starving for knowledge. There is data which is getting generated every minute, every second, every millisecond. This is Mars rover, which continuously, relentlessly sends the data not from Earth, not based on Earth. It sends the data pertaining to Mars. So we as humans have ventured into outer space and we are collecting the data even from there. Satellites 24 bar 7 keep sending the data. Every bank transaction that you perform, every online transaction that you perform using your debit card or credit card or your net banking or PayPal is a data point which is getting generated. Each time you step into a retail store and purchase a product, a data point, your buying behavior is getting captured. Each time you log on to internet and try to purchase something on e-commerce sites, including your Amazon, eBay, etc., there is your browsing behavior that is getting captured. And most of the nations have stock markets. Data gets generated every millisecond, split second on stock market. And things which were not online earlier, such as books on library, are now available online. Your blogs, your YouTube, Google, your social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Pinterest, Flickr, Wikipedia, which is a source of free knowledge, Netflix, which helps you watch a lot of online movies online. All these relentlessly 24 bar 7 keep generating data. And do you know how big this data is? Let me give you all a sense on that. 500 million tweets every day about products, about organizations, about personalities, and 1.3 billion accounts. 100 hours of video gets uploaded onto YouTube every minute across the planet. 800 new websites are getting created every minute. 100 terabytes of data uploaded every day. Right? I'll speak more about this Facebook. 100 petabytes of data gets generated each day and processed by Google. And there are a million customer transactions every hour. So if Walmart is open for 24 hours, 24 million customer transactions is recorded. What would you do with that data? How would you analyze the data and draw the insights for your business benefit? And this is the reason why data science is catching the attention of the world now. Majority of the organizations have now set up center of excellence for data science. If the organizations haven't started by now, they would be losing the race. Let me speak briefly about Facebook, and let me speak briefly about what would be the amount of data that would get generated by 2020. Mark Zuckerberg has come on record last year, I believe, or early this year, saying that there were 1 billion concurrent users who were connected to Facebook. Right? Yeah, last year in August, that is what he has told. There were 1 billion people logged onto Facebook on Monday. That is what the CEO, Mark Zuckerberg, had to say. And do you know what is the world's population? It is roughly 7.5 billion, and it would very soon touch 8 billion. Out of, say, 7 billion roughly, 1 billion people were connected to Facebook. So 1 in 7 people on this planet were connected to Facebook. And imagine the amount of data that would get generated because of the posts and all that. And not just this, what is the amount of data that we are looking at in the future? Now itself we are getting drenched in data. You all would agree with me on that. But we are using 4G still, 4G network. What would happen if we have 5G? Two telecom giants in US, Verizon and AT&T, have already started experimenting the 5G network. And South Korea, which has the world's largest number of internet users, is planning to launch 5G network by 2018 in Winter Olympics. And Japan wants to follow the suit in 2020. What are the implications of 5G network? If you have 5G network, the speeds would increase to 10 gigabytes per second. Imagine downloading 10 movies per second. That is the kind of speed that we are looking at. And the response times, that is navigating the websites or your internet, would be less than 1 millisecond, the latency rate. With this kind of technological enhancements that we are looking at, right? The amount of data that would get generated would increase by 1,000-fold. What would you do with that data? Should we not scale up? We have to scale up to meet this requirement. Not just this, Internet of Things is going to rule the world. What is Internet of Things? Internet of Things is connecting all the devices together. Imagine my refrigerator keeping a track of the number of eggs in the egg tray and placing an order automatically if the eggs are empty. Imagine my car switching on itself the moment I step out of the house. Imagine I driving a car without a driver. It would be accident free, rules would not be broken. Yeah, that is a kind of world that we are looking at. And Internet of Things is fast catching the attention of the world. And by 2020, experts estimate that there would be 50 billion objects which would be interconnected. So for every person on the planet, there would be roughly 7 to 8 devices which would be interconnected. And this is the reason why data science would be called as the sexiest job of the 21st century. Now, who doesn't want to look sexier? Right? I'm not coining this word or I'm not introducing this word. Harvard, which is arguably the number one B school, has to say this, that data scientist would be the sexiest job of the 21st century. And they say that the shortage of data scientists is becoming a serious constraint in some sectors. All the so-called drunkards of the world, right, now would be given a new job. We have a job for them also. Let me show you this. All the drunkards of the world can pursue this profession called connoisseurship. That is all about tasting the wine or whiskey or whatever be it the alcoholic products, and they are going to give a green signal for the organization saying that, hey, the brewing is complete, we can release that in the market. And do you know what? The techniques that we are going to discuss, that is linear regression techniques, etc., are very much used to predict even the taste of wine. So they have a job now. They have the domain expertise, right, to venture into this space. All right. So your Harvard has to or has made this kind of an alarming statement way back in 2012, that the shortage of data scientists is becoming a serious constraint in some sectors. And now most of the research firms say that the shortage of data scientists is becoming a serious constraint in all sectors. If you want me to quantify that, then McKinsey has done that. McKinsey, a leading research organization which is into management consulting, has to say this, that the shortage of data scientists by 2080 in United States alone could be 140,000 to 190,000 people. And people with analytical skills from the mid management position would be a shortage of 1.5 million managers. And this is the kind of shortage that we are looking at. This throws us plethora of opportunities. We need to grab these opportunities with both our hands. Let me show you one more article which was published in Times of India, and it was published on the home page, friends. It takes a lot of research to publish on the front page of the newspaper. Look at this. In 2012, Harvard has named data scientist the sexiest job of 21st century. Glassdoor has followed the suit in 2016. They have to say this, that data science would be the best job of the year. Now, Indian companies and companies across the globe are scrambling to hire data scientists. And earlier, there were days when people used to say that a chartered accountant, wow, he draws or he or she draws amazing salaries. Some fat checks are being drawn by chartered accountants. It is no longer the norm. We have data science which has taken over. People with around 5 years of experience are earning 75 lakhs per annum. That's superb, right? And look at this. India alone would face a demand supply gap of 2 lakh analytics professionals over the next 3 years. And in US, do you know what? Only 40 out of 100 positions of analytics professionals can be filled because of lack of expertise. Why can't we fill that void? Right? In United States, data scientists get paid $200,000 upwards. Now, people who are already in US, etc., just think on when can we achieve this $200,000 per annum if we are into different professions. Not just that, Economic Times has published this long back in September 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, not this one. This one. Majority of the giants and stalwarts of the organization had to say this, that people who have 10 years of experience roughly in maths and stats are regularly touching the 1 crore mark. Paytm, which is a mobile commerce player, which was planning to hire 8 data scientists in Canada, was paying on an average $250,000. And people who were earning 60 to 70 lakhs were drawing 1.2 crore, right? And 50 lakhs per annum for people who have 10 to 15 years experience is a norm now. It's no longer, a very far distant goal. Just give me 1 second, folks. Yeah, sorry, friends. Okay, look at this. Alongside Forbes, which is very well respected in the space of business, has come up with this article which says that unicorn data scientists who are hard to find are paid more than $200,000 per year. Even if they don't know how to code, that's the best part. Yeah, that's the best part. And look at this, freshers within this space are getting paid $91,000. Freshers, 0 years of experience. They are getting paid $91,000. That is what this Forbes article has to say. And if you still do not believe me, then let me directly go to job portal, which is very famous in India, and search for data scientist. There are 7,452 data scientist jobs in India. And let me show you all of you salaries if it is quoted somewhere. It should be quoted. Look at that. 5 to 10 years experience people are getting paid 11 lakhs to 19 lakhs per annum. 2 to 5 years experience people are getting paid 9.5 lakhs to 13 lakhs per annum. Right? It will be more. 2 to 5 years, 10 to 14 lakhs per annum. 4 to 8 years, 16 to 25 lakhs per annum. And the list would go on and on. You can search for your own. For people who have 0 years of experience, how many jobs do we have? We have 1,220 jobs. That is amazing. Now is the time to get into analytics. Right? If you still do not believe me on the demand that we have, let me go to Google Trends. I think I need to resort to Google Chrome. Here we go. Google Trends is going to show the kind of demand that we have by looking into the data across the globe. Let me search for this term, data scientist. Yeah, what do you think is happening to the demand, friends? Yeah, I'll take your questions, Vijay. Just hold on. What do you think is happening to the demand, friends? Is it increasing or decreasing? It is increasing, right? Do you see a linear growth? No. We see an exponential growth. And this demand would continue into the future. If you have any doubts on whether this profession would survive or not, my question would be on, will the technology enhance or not? Would the number of smartphone users increase or not? Would the number of people with internet access increase or not? If your answer is yes, it would increase, the number of smartphones would increase, technology would increase, then the demand for data science would increase. Now, when it comes to the tool, we would be learning about R predominantly. There is a tool by name R. If you have questions around, why can't we learn SAS, which is also very much in demand? Or is it so much in demand? Then why is the demand for that decreasing? Why do you want to sail in a sinking ship? SAS is extremely costly and we would not take that route at all. There are multiple reasons for that. I hate SAS to the core. For the SAS lovers, you might not like that, but look at this. Each module would cost you fortunes and your customer would not even pay you for that license. Your customers' clients would not be able to afford for the license cost of SAS. If you want to do statistical analysis, go procure a license for SAS Stat. If you want to do data optimization and simulation, go procure a license for SAS OR. If you want to do time series forecasting, go procure a license for ETS. If you want to do data mining, go procure a license for SAS Insight. If you want some kind of a graphical user interface, go with EG or eMiner. How many licenses would you purchase? If each license would cost you 1 crore, purchasing all this would cost you 10 crores. And the cost of the project with the customer would be giving you would cost much, much less than that. Right? All these can be accomplished by a tool called R, which is free for download, free for use. A few of the past participants told me that, hey, IBM SPSS, how about that tool? Why do you want to invest in SPSS when you know that SPSS demand also is decreasing steadily? However, let me compare these two with R. Look at the kind of demand that R has. Can any of these tools ever challenge R in the future? Never. 95% of the professionals in the research space use R. So the enhancements would happen in the space of R. This is the reason why we would be investing majority of our time in solving problems and building prediction models using this tool called R. Back to this. We would also be learning about a data visualization tool called Tableau. If you ask me on why Tableau, why not Click or why not some other technology which is operating in the space of BI and analytics, look at this. Gartner has published this magic quadrant, and Gartner publishes this magic quadrant every year by doing a lot of analysis, and it publishes this in all the spaces, in the space of data analytics tools, in the space of data warehouse tools, in the space of web technology, so on and so forth. And Tableau happens to be in the leaders quadrant, which is the number one quadrant which any company would crave to be in. The moment you're in the leaders quadrant, all the companies will start to purchase your software, because that instills a lot of confidence that your tool is the best tool. Now look at this. Tableau is competing with the likes of Microsoft, Oracle, SAS, IBM, SAP, so on and so forth. This was way back in 2013. What happened in 2014 was no different. In 2014 also, Tableau was there in the leaders quadrant, and it it was rated as number one when it comes to ability to execute. In 2015 also, Tableau happens to be in the leaders quadrant. And in 2015 also, it is there in the number one position, pipping the likes of Microsoft, IBM, SAP, or SAP, SAS, so on and so forth. Even in 2016, though the giants SAS, SAP, etc., slipped into the visionaries quadrant, Tableau still continued to enjoy its position in the leaders quadrant. And for 4 straight years, Tableau is in the leaders quadrant. This is the reason why we would be investing our time, energy, effort into Tableau. All right. And a few quick things. I'm going to repeat this, that the training would be anywhere between 60 to 70 hours. Each and every session is recorded and uploaded on our learning management system, which is ExcelR.net. You'd be given username and password, and you'll be able to connect to that. All your assignments would be uploaded at every logical concept on learning management system. All that put together would account to 70 to 75 hours approximately. Post which you'd be given access to 2 live projects. You'd be working alongside us. And there would be a mentor assigned who would be conducting mock interviews, explaining you about the strengths and weakness. And the best part is you would get 25 hours of Hadoop e-learning for free, and 15 to 20 hours of SaaS based e-learning for free. Not just this, let me quickly explain about a concept which I wanted to anyways explain. If you go to Amazon or any other forum, there are a lot of reviews which people are speaking about, writing about the products. And on Amazon, these are the kind of reviews written for Nokia Lumia. Look at that. This is one review. This is another review. This is the third review, fourth review. People get paid for the reviews, so they write lengthy reviews. Yeah, or they want to be called as tech geeks, so they purposefully write lengthy reviews. Look at these reviews. Would you want to read each and every review, each and every line, and then comment about positive and negative features about the product? Would that be humanly possible? Would that be a straightforward task? No. 47 such pages. And if you look into iPhone, etc., the number of reviews might run into thousands of pages. Would you spend time extracting the reviews and reading it manually? Absolutely no. Then what would we be doing? We would be resorting to a technique called as text mining, right? All we would be doing is we would be extracting all the reviews from social media or these kind of forums using a tool called R. And once you extract, you place it in a text document in this way. These are all the review comments, right? It is humanly not possible for me to read each and every line. So I would be taking help of R, and I will be loading that file, Amazon Nokia Lumia reviews, into R. I'll quickly show this and then take your questions, friends. Where did that go? Yeah, here we are. Amazon Nokia Lumia reviews. Yeah. Post which you're going to do some quick analysis. Don't worry about the code. You'll very soon understand that it is extremely simple. And you can do these kind of word clouds. Look at that word cloud getting generated. It's still getting generated. The red sign says that, right? And you can come up with a positive word cloud. This happens to be the positive word cloud. Yeah, and you can also come up with the negative word cloud. It's still getting generated. Yeah. Now let me show you one such extract which I have for Xbox reviews. This is the kind of word cloud that you can generate using R. The bigger the font, more is the number of times that specific word has been used in the reviews. You can also generate or you can do sentiment analytics. When I say sentiment analytics, I'm speaking about positive and negative features which people are speaking about. When I've analyzed this word cloud, I've seen this word free. What does this free mean? In order to understand that, I've started reading this word in the context. And when I've started reading this, in majority of the places, it says that 7 GB cloud storage is for free. Look at that. 7 GB is free. 7 GB is free, so on and so forth. So thereby I concluded that 7 GB free space is free, and these are reviews of Amazon Nokia Lumia. On similar lines, when I've done that analysis on Xbox reviews, I've found this that majority of the people were speaking about Xbox Live coming for free for 1 month, and that is what has excited them. Majority of the people were saying that Xbox is silent and quiet and very fast, very stylish and compact. If I provide this report to Xbox manufacturers, what would happen? They would try to retain these positive features in the future releases of Xbox. At the same time, they would ask me one more question on what are the negative features that people are speaking about. And when we have analyzed thoroughly, I've seen this word hard, which was catching the attention. And when we have read this word in context, people were saying that the keyboard console using which you play the game, those keys were hard. Now, if I provide this information, this report to the Xbox manufacturers, they would try to get rid of these problems in the next release, and thereby sustaining the market or increasing the customer base and being profitable. This is the strength of analytics. You can also extract the data from Twitter, Facebook, and then try to analyze the you know data about the products or about the organization or about the personalities. All right. So this is in short about what I wanted to cover as part of today's discussion. Now I'm open for questions. Any questions that you have, you're free to ask me. You can unmute yourself and then ask me.
Yeah, so this is Yuvraju. So you're talking about the R, right?
Yeah.
But